Hello, everyone. Due to a late game ending at around 11 o'clock, and, having school, this video had to be pushed back until after school, of course, because I did not have enough time to upload it in the morning, or even record it. As you can see, I'm recording this at 3:38 p.m. with little battery, so hopefully it doesn't die during the recording. But talk about the game, of course. Colts win 27-14. They win their preseason finale. They'll end the preseason at 2-1. Well, unfortunately, the Bengals go 0-3. They did not win a single preseason game. Unfortunate for them, but we beat them, so too bad. We started a lot of our starters in the first and part of the second quarter. They all came out around half of the second quarter. The Bengals were playing their second and third teams the whole game. If you want to say something about that, we'll get into how we performed, of course. But of course, got to start off with Anthony Richardson. He started off amazing. He went 7 for 8 in his first 8 throws. 65 yards, 1 touchdown. And as you can see after that, he went, 1 for 6? Yeah. He went 1 for 6. One not good, pick 6. If they didn't get the pick 6, they only would have scored 7 points in the game. And they wouldn't even scored 7 points if one of our DBs, I forgot who, just allowed Woodside to bomb him 20 yards out for no reason whatsoever. But back on topic, Anthony Richardson, ups and downs. His first drive was amazing. Then he threw that bad pick 6, and it seemed like it got into his head because he did not make a throw after that, except for the one to Kyler Branson, which was a good throw. From what I saw, multiple miscommunications between Richardson and his receivers. On the pick, one of our tight ends, I believe it was Ogletree, went outside, or inside, and Richardson was expecting the opposite, so he threw the ball the opposite side wherever Ogletree ran, and of course, is easy pick for the defender. Miscommunication, I'm not going to put that fully on him. Yes, part of that was his fault. Also, more miscommunications with some of the other receivers. But what I noticed, that was his biggest problem, of course, what we all thought, his accuracy and his touch. Some balls sailed over, some balls weren't close. One of them was so hard that it went into Pittman's hands and kind of bounced off of him. He couldn't catch it. Now, you can blame that on Pittman, of course. Pittman does need to catch balls like that every once in a while, but obviously the quarterback should put the ball in the best position possible for the receiver to catch it. So, half and half there. But we're going to have to realize that we are going to have to go through this sort of thing. Richardson's going to be great one moment, and the next moment he's going to throw a pick 6. Now, from what we saw last year from the 4 games, it's obvious that he steps it up during the regular season. He went 7 for 1. Pretty sure those aren't all passing touchdowns, but he had 7 touchdowns and 1 interception in the 4 games he played last year. That's good. So I'm hoping he can play more like that and have a little bit of accuracy issues to where, if the receiver can't catch the ball, no one can catch the ball. But we want more of the first drive and not the rest of the drive. For everyone else, Ellinger didn't play that good. 8 for 13, 48 yards. He's probably, not going to make the team, unfortunately. We have Flacco, we have Richardson. I believe we're keeping Bean because Bean would be a good, like, Taysom Hill kind of guy. Wide receiver, can come in as QB and run. Maybe we don't want Richardson to run all the time. Bean, of course, went 4 for 4 on the day for 52 yards, which is good. Technically our best quarterback of the day. And Slovis was also in. He's not going to make the team either, but 5 for 6, 31 yards. Pretty respectable. He might make some sort of UFL team or some practice squad. For everyone on... I thought that was receiving. For passing, for rushing, Goodson had the most carries on the day. Taylor, 4 for 15. He had 4 rushes. I'm pretty sure he also caught a ball or two. Richardson had 1 rush for 3 yards. Don't like he didn't slide there. But Goodson, our best running back of the day. Still the same guy that dropped that ball against the Texans. He ran 13 for 57. Felton ran 4 for 44 and a touchdown. Hall ran 9 for 30. And Bean ran 3 for 15 and a touchdown. So good for him. It's kind of saying have like a Taysom Hill sort of thing. Even though Richardson can also run the ball. He can also be there if we don't want him to run all the time. Treadwell had the best receiving of the day. 2 for 33. Pierce, one of our potential starters. I don't know if he is starting technically or not. Caught 2 for 31. 2 balls from Richardson in the first drive. Mitchell caught 2 for 18 for a touchdown. Good on him. There's only a passing touchdown of the day by Richardson. Gould caught 4 for 25. Murray caught 1 for 22. Granson, like I was saying, caught 2 for 17. Pittman caught 1 ball. Doolin caught 1 ball. Goodson caught 2. Scott caught 2. Both of them had 10 yards. Ward caught 1 for 9. Felton caught 2 for 8. Taylor caught 1 ball. 8 for 8 yards. Mallory caught 1. And Hull caught 1 for -3. Like I said, Ogletree targeted once. That was the pick 6. Defense, no interceptions. 2 sacks. One of them was by Latu, a rookie. So good on him. He also had a tackle for loss. Well, Avery had a tackle for loss. And Latu had a tackle for loss. I was looking at something else. So good on him. Good performance on him today. In total, we had 43 tackles, 29 SOLs, 6 tackles for losses, 2 sacks. I like the way the defense played. Defense only let up 7 points. Our starting defense only let up like 15 yards, I believe. So, there was like those 2 screens. Those screens were bad. We allowed 2 screens for some reason. But they did not score on offense when our starting defense was playing, so that's good. We only scored a touchdown in the 4th quarter when it didn't matter. Richardson did fumble the ball once. That was when he was trying to run. He did not have full possession. He only had like 1 arm out. Guy reached it, knocked it out of his hands. He didn't know that was coming, but he needs to protect the ball, obviously. We did not lose that fumble, which is good. And, of course, as you can see, we also got a fumble after Woodside tried to run. Johnson II forced the fumble, and Tootsie got the fumble. He returned it for better yards. So, but Richardson, hold on to the ball, get better at accuracy and touch, and he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If he can get into that 7 and 8 range, like he was at the beginning of the game, he's going to be one of the best QBs in the game. No one's going to be able to stop him, especially when we start running. Kick returns. Three people did one. Goodson did the best with 34 yards. Only 1 punt returned by Gould. He went 10 yards. Matt Gay did not kick. He kicked 1 extra point. I believe Spencer Schrader came in. He kicked a perfect 2 for 2, and his long was 56. I'm not saying anything, but if Gay starts out the season bad, I feel like, we might have to switch to Schrader. He kicked the 56. The 56 looked good. He didn't go down the middle, of course. He's not Jake Bates, Brandon Aubrey kicking a 66-yard field goal or something. it, veered towards the field goal, but still, it's a 56-yarder. Matt Gay, on the other hand, cannot kick. Was not able to kick last game. So I understand it. Matt Gay is still probably going to be the starter. I hope, because we spent a lot of money on him. But Strader, good on him. And Sanchez came back after having his child. He punted 3 times. His long was 54. He got a good punt inside the 21 time. An average 48.3 yards. Let me see the Bengals stats here. Woodside had a lot of throws and a touchdown, no interceptions. 16 for 21, 98 yards. They also had Williams rush for 66 yards. Other than that, they didn't really have much. Lombardi need 3 times at the end of the game. For receiving, Burton looks good, in my opinion. He had one good dome. 4 for 56 and a touchdown. His long was 21. That was his touchdown. No one else really put up much. Their defense had 1 sack, 6 tackles for losses, 1 interception by Battle, and 1 pass deflection. Like I said, Woodside fumbled and lost the ball, and Blezick forced the fumble on Richardson, but he did not receive it. Their kick returners, Jones had a good kick return, but Burgess had the most, 62 yards. Jones, 2 for 12 on punt returns. McPherson get 2 extra points, but did not attempt to kick. And Richter punted 6 times. He looked good. Long of 57, inside 23 times. That's a good punting performance. For main stats, Colts had the ball for 36 minutes. Bengals had the ball for 24 minutes. We dominated time of possession for 2 weeks in a row. I like to see that, but of course, we both had similar drives, 10. We had way more plays, of course. 392 yards to 158, and 55.2 yards played to their 3.7. 2 red zone touchdowns, they had 1. 3 red zone attempts to their 1. Also, I somehow blanked this out of my mind. We got a first and goal. We did not run the ball once, I believe. We threw the ball 4 times with Mr. Ellinger over here. Did not get a touchdown. We were on the 1 multiple times. And we didn't get the touchdown there, so that was kind of disappointing. We would have had like 35-7, 14. It really could have been 35-0 if you think about it. Passing yards, we obliterated them 209 to 80. More completions than them. Also more passing attempts than them. 5.6, 3.8, 1 passing touchdown for each. Also obliterated them on rushing, 183 to 78. More attempts, of course. A better yards per rush by 1 and 2 rushing touchdowns. We also drew the turnover battle, 1 for each. They lost a fumble. We threw an interception. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Next video will be the prediction video. It's going to be a little different than last year, but it's going to be similar. And then we get into the real season. Colts open at home against the Texans. So, we need to win that. But anyway, that's all I have.